Hello, hello, hello. This is Beyond the First Chapter with Jolanda, Olivia, and someone's missing, Carmen. She is doing mommy duty right now, so she is going to be missed. Today, what we are going to be talking about are social media. So, for us being Gen X, we've seen the beginning of technology happening where we used to have our computers, we used to type in our codes, run DOS, we used to have the tape recorder, we used to have to actually dial up and all of those
Mhm.
different things. And now to see social media now in this new age where everything's on Wi-Fi, you can connect immediately, and also talk about what we see in our feeds. Because as Gen Xers, some of us were more into going with the technology flow, and some of us weren't. Hint, hint, hint.
Haha.
So today we are going to be talking about that and also talking about
Mm,
like
mm.
what social media looks like and how it influences the culture now. So, Jolanda, before we start, how has your week, or actually, yeah, how's your week been
Well, I'm going to
since the
overstep
last time
you.
I saw you?
Oh, okay. Well, since the last time you saw me, you pretty much know because we talk almost every day. But as far as us recording, it's been a week and a half. So within that week and a half, my friend Olivia came to Atlanta, and we had one. We didn't even do anything. We had one night of girlhood, and then we drove to North Carolina to help her daughter move into her dorms. Then I came back home, and that next day I got up to take my youngest daughter to the airport at her and her best friend at 5 a.m. She went to Lollapalooza. And then I came, of course, dropped off at the airport, came home. And then the next day I went back to the airport to pick up my mom. So my mother has been here. And that has thrown me off my schedule. So today is a Wednesday, August 13th, and I am working to catch up and restart my schedule because I am totally discombobulated. So it's been joyous as well as stressful. That's how my week has been. Joyous and stressful.
So for me, um, as Jolanda said, I flew into Atlanta. We literally got some food, sat on the couch,
Yeah, we
watched
did.
some TV, and went to bed. That was the extent of our fun girl catch up. Then again, we moved my daughter into her dorm for her last year. She is a senior and she'll be graduating. So I'm so excited for her.
What school does
Uh,
she attend?
she attends the Johnson C. Smith University in Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, HBCUs, you always have to say the, like the Xavier
I didn't know that. I
University.
just said Xavier. Okay, I'm learning.
No, always. Like
Okay,
the Lincoln University,
okay,
and mine is Lincoln University, Pennsylvania.
okay.
Um, so did that, came home, and once I came home, I actually started working in my classroom because school starts next week. So little by little, getting things from Michael's and from Timu and all kinds of stuff because we'll talk about one of the things that I see on my social media feed when it comes to teachers.
Can I
So
can I
I'm
hold
one of
up a
those
picture
teachers
of your
who,
door? Can I hold up a picture of your door? Is that too
yeah, when
personal?
we get there, when we get there,
Okay,
when we get there.
okay. It's really cool, y'all.
uh,
Okay.
and just, the commentary that they have about us. And then from there, I took Jolanda's mom to the airport, and that's how she got to Atlanta. And then I took Rob to the airport so he can go see his mom. So then it was my son's birthday on Monday, and he turned
Mm-hmm.
23.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I cannot believe he's 23. Um, And yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff. I told him, I said, baby, you told me when you were little that you were going to be married with the baby because you want to be a young dad, and you are doing exactly what you said. But he's like, Mommy, I'm tired. I was like, yeah, being a parent and being a
Yeah.
dad is tiring. So love you, Chase. And then uh I've been working in my classroom ever since, and it is Wednesday and I'm not finished. I finally got on my computer
Oh,
at
good.
school, which is amazing. So now I stayed late to print so that I can have everything ready for open house, which is on a Monday. So,
Okay.
all that said, we are going to talk about our topic of technology and social media.
Okay.
So, Jolanda, when did you first get on Facebook? Do you remember?
Ooh, don't they tell you when you joined, when you're on the app? I'm serious. Don't they say you've been a member since?
I think so. I don't know. I don't
Okay.
remember.
I don't know. I had Facebook in Illinois, so that's 11 years. Maybe 12 or 13 years ago. I'm not active. So what I do so that I look active is if I post something, it goes across everything that I'm on. So,
So, for you guys who don't know, we come from the time when there was no social media. Like I said, we had computers where we hit the run, DOS. We had to actually physically plug in our computer into the telephone line
yes.
and all of those different things to run. And you couldn't use the telephone when you use your computer and all of those things. So, social media has been a whirlwind. We've seen the beginning. So, for me, I started my first social media. I did Facebook. I think I started Facebook in 2010 because I was teaching in North
Hmm.
Chicago.
What's the
Yeah.
math on that? Keep talking.
So 2010. So with me starting social media, then I did it because I wanted to connect. Oh, no, let me take that back.
Mm.
I started Facebook when it literally was all you could do was an update, like, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. And I did that in 1997 because that's how I was able to
Jesus.
keep up with Corinna.
Yeah, I just called.
And that's how I was able to keep up with Corinna because that was the time when she was about to pledge.
Yes.
So we talked a lot on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And then from there, I found some Delta Facebook groups and things like that.
Okay.
And then it grew to what it is now, where I'm across IG, TikTok now, Facebook. I'm not a Twitter or now X person. I've never
I,
used that.
I have a Twitter account and I'm gonna
Oh,
call
you're
it
so funny.
Twitter because I don't participate, but I don't know my password. So I set it up years ago and I made it was a cute password. I didn't write it down. So I have an account. I don't know if they deactivate it without use, but I got one. But I do actively look at IG and mm, TikTok.
TikTok?
Yes, TikTok. TikTok. Yes.
So, Jay, what is your experience with any social media? Like prior to your 50? Because we'll say, because we're in our second chapter. So prior to 50, how did you use social media?
Same way I use it now. You know what? Okay, let me be more real. Okay. So when you would think I would have used it when I had my business in Illinois when I did Identicare, but I didn't. I grew that business face to face. So I went and I spoke to school superintendents to get permission to go into school, spoke to principals. So everything was face to face. Never even crossed my mind to do social media. Won't even joke. And I was literally, I had schools in Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin just face to face. So God only knows how much better I could have done had I thought about social media. Never thought about it. Moved here to Atlanta or Georgia, and I had to use social media as a realtor because I have no um, COI, circle of influence. So I didn't have a community base. So I had to use social media in order to get my name out there. So that's how I started using social media. Back before everyone else was doing it, I would go to open houses because I had to look for free stuff. So I would go to open houses and do tours of the open houses. Olivia would get on some if she wasn't at work, she would get on and do the tours of the open houses, just speak to the agents there, walk through neighborhoods and do things when I canvas. So things like that. So I use social media as a business tool. And one of the first things that they taught us, I was a Berkshire Hathaway agent, which whether you like that company or not, they're really good for education with their agents. So that was one of the first things they taught us is if you want to sell properties, you have to sell yourself. So I had to put myself out there. People had to know I was a human being. So that's how I started social media, literally for business. Um, and I kept it for business, which is kind of why I don't imbibe, use it that much right now. And I have to force myself to say, girl, post something, you know, do something. So I use it for business.
You use it for business. So how do you use it now?
I still kind of use it for business because I have projects that I'm working on and I need people to know who I am. So as I release a project, I have people who are interested in me as a person and they'll look at my project. So I don't post a lot, but I do post. Like how every you repost like things that I'm interested in. I'll make comments. Right now, I'm using it to do this podcast called Beyond the First Chapter. So using it for that. So self-expression, business, and to look and find things to do in Atlanta. That's what I use it for. Um, yeah, that's what I use it for. In entertainment, I do watch uh like Nollywood movies on YouTube. I watch those. And documentaries. I love a good documentary. I watch documentaries. Are you laughing at me?
I'm always laughing at you because you're just funny when it comes to this. Um, so with that being said, what's on your feed? Like, what are
Oh,
you watching besides what's it called? Bollywood movies.
Nolly. I don't
Dolly.
do the Bolly because their movies are long. I don't have the attention span. I do the Nollywood because I like to see people that look like me.
Okay.
Um, a lot. As I said, I mostly do documentaries. So we had our women empowerment call this past Sunday, and it was my turn to share. Uh, in our group, everyone has to take lead. So we all take lead. It was my turn to take lead, and I had an issue of moral compass come up because something came across my feed. So in China, there's this character. I will call him a character. He's been named Uncle Red, and he is a man. I'm not going to call him straight or gay because I don't know. Anywho, he's a man that catfished men in this one community for over 3 years, a little over 3 years, um, dressed as a woman, and then invited the men to come and sleep with him. So he ended up being arrested. And not because he invited men to sleep with him, it's because he invited the men to sleep with him, he videotaped it, and then he sold the videotapes in his discourse group. So he was arrested. When he was arrested, the reports say that he had videotape sexual encounters with over 1,500 men. So that's what came across my feed, and I went down a rabbit hole with that. So, um, my issue with that, that I thought was really illuminating, is like the morality of it. Moral conversations are very gray. It's no black and white. There is no right or wrong. It's just an opinion. So I thought in our women's circle of empowerment group, it would be amazing to get different viewpoints on who was wrong, who was right, and how things should be handled in that situation. So that's what came across my feed recently.
So is that like all that's on your feed?
No, um, it's been some mess. Like, I don't like a lot of mess, but every once in a while, we all have our guilty pleasures. So every once in a while, I'll look at like the drama crap. So it's I don't know if she's on TikTok, but it's a YouTube creator I really like, a young lady. Her name is Jess Kaysen. It's a J, not a G. Jess Kaysen, Cason. I love her. She is so cute. Her channel is called the Jess Kaysen brand. And like she does synopsis of the different mess and drama that the different creators do. So I've been watching her. That's my guilty pleasure. I watch her. And lately she's been talking about like Amoy. I didn't know who an Amoy was. So I thought that was interesting. And like the Charles and Netta. See, you might not know these people. So
I just saw that
which one?
about a Moy
Amoy.
about one of the uh one of the people that I know that I follow because my guilty pleasure now, my daughter's got me in Love Island,
Oh, I do
and
love Island.
one of the boys in the couple, uh, I guess saw Amoy and thought he was Charles, who I only know the young boy. What's his name?
Ooh,
He looks like the other Charles boy who did makeup, who was uh, in another conflict with another female makeup artist. Um,
okay.
and my daughter and I, she would want me to get his palette, whatever. And it turned into a
Oh,
big drama.
okay.
So that's only reason I know Amoy, because he's like, I'm not something Charles. I'm not him. I'm not him. Please stop calling me him.
So are you talking about James Charles?
That's his name,
Oh, then
James
that's
Charles.
not the right Amoy. This Amoy is black. This is a black man. This
Oh.
is a black man who all of a sudden said, I'm not gay. I'm just a black man who's straight and I dress and I'm a cross dresser. Now he's supposedly
Mm.
in this gay relationship and he's saying he's trans. But the whole reason she was covering him is because it's very obvious that he don't like women for whatever reason.
Mm.
Um, and so it's interesting to watch him kind of what do you call that, spiral out of control. It's just it's entertaining, you turn it on, you look at it, you turn it off, you go about your life. So no, I don't know this white Amoy person or Hispanic or whatever.
Yeah. So he resembles James Charles, has a lot of mannerisms of James Charles, actually does his makeup and everything just like him. So you know how you were saying how for your Amoy, it's a male who likes to dress up in female clothing. Well, I guess Amoy on this one is that he likes to dress like James Charles, but doesn't want to be called James Charles. So
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, go
when
ahead.
he was out, the people were like, "Oh, that's James Charles," and he got so offended, and it was funny because I was just like, "Well, then why are you dressed like
Why are
this?
you
Like,
yes,
why are
yes.
you like?" And he talks about like how much he doesn't like him. So, like him, I was just like, "So, what's the point of doing that?"
I don't know. I think it's a mental disorder because the Netta on the Charles and Netta, First off, I don't care for him. Imma call him a him because even though he's had his butt done and I guess he got fat for boobies, wears makeup and nails and has his little hair and wears wigs and things, he says he doesn't want to be called a woman. And he only gets into arguments with women. And then he's like this big, tall, unattractive, awkward man thing.
Mm,
Um, but he's another one. I'm like, you talked bad about women, bad. And you had a good little brand going, was making money until you start talking bad about women, in particular black women, calling us stupid and ghetto and ignorant when you are a ugly black man trying to be a black woman. So he lost a lot of money. So you can see them. They got to record every day in order to keep the lights on. So they be on there. But I don't watch them. But I like to watch Jess talk about them because I don't want to give them views. But I watch somebody talk about them and give them views. But again, that's
mm,
why I say I think it's a mental disorder. Why would you uh, dress up as and play act something that you don't like? Just
I
admit
agree.
it. You like this. You like that person. I'm not trying to be that person, but I took inspiration from that person. And that's okay. Yeah. So,
What else is on your
what?
social media feed?
I don't know. What?
Mm.
Here, let me look. Shoot,
Well, I will tell
girl.
you one thing that's on my social media feed
Okay.
uh, is Love Island,
Yeah,
which
you said that.
yeah, but like specifically Nick and Olandria, which is a couple that we didn't think that was gonna end up being a couple.
Mm,
So, and it's so nice to see like a genuine relationship. Like usually I watch these like TV relationships like I like Love is Blind and all of those different things or Married at First Sight. I like those kind of shows. So
okay.
to see a couple, a young couple genuinely go through the process and at the end still come back together after being friends and helping each other and holding each other accountable to the other relationships that they were in, it was so cool. So
Okay.
that's
So Love Island and what else?
definitely I have Teacher Talk.
Okay, well, of course. Duh. Oh,
Uh
that's what you mean. Okay, I can answer you when you finish. Go ahead now.
okay.
Okay.
Oh no,
No,
go ahead.
finish. You're talking.
Okay. So I have Teacher Talk. I also have Delta Talk.
Mhm.
I also have Bama Rush now.
You know what? I get bits and pieces of the Bama Rush thing. I,
Uh-huh. What
that's
do you
all I
think
have to
about Bama
say.
Rush?
Uh, I like to see the outfits,
Mhm.
but no, I don't like Bama Rush. I like the dorm talk when the girls and boys would decorate the dorm rooms. I used to like that, but I don't care about that.
So I'm still on Dorm Talk.
Yeah, I'm in passing. In passing,
Well, the only reason is because of one, of course, because of Kennedy, but
of
also
course.
two, I like seeing the HBCUs in like
Mm,
that first week of school and like looking back at like what my experience in college was versus what it looks like now.
mhm,
Like right now, I'm on the Xavier University, Louisiana, which is your school,
mm,
and watching how like I remember visiting it and like
mhm.
what it looks like now and like
Totally
how
different. Totally
that's what I'm
different.
saying. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, you
Um,
don't it's definitely unrecognizable. But isn't
mm,
Lincoln the same way?
yeah, but I've been there, so I've seen the
Oh,
upgrade.
okay.
I've been in there within the last 5 years, so I've seen the upgrade and things like that.
Mhm.
So it's cool, and then also to see like some of my classmates' children now go there. So
Mm.
it's cool. Even though I would have loved for one of my children to go there, but they
That
picked
neither
other
one of your
places.
kids would
Yeah,
have thrived there. That was not for them,
yeah.
in my
Um,
opinion, in my personal opinion.
let's see, what else am I on? I'm also on Spiritual Talk.
Yeah.
Uh, definitely. Uh, what else? I was on Food Talk for a while.
I'm on food.
Mm, workout.
So health and wellness.
Yeah, trying to see. I think
Wh-
pretty
Is
much
it?
that's it. Mm-mm, no, that's it.
Okay, well, now that I understand the questions, I'm like, why does she keep asking me? I just told you. Okay. On the tax, spiritual, food, health and wetness, health and wellness. So I have specific people. Travel. I love travel. And it's this one group that just does fashion in Monaco. So I love that because I always want to go to Monaco. So fashion, cats and dogs. I like the cute animal videos. Um, and it's one lady, she stays, I love her. Her name is Queen of Opera. She's a black opera singer. She's based out of Florida right now. I love her. So black musicians. I have opera, composers, even street performers. So that music, I guess that would be music talk. And then my lady that I love here, CEJ Images. I follow her a lot, and she does the lymphatic frequency drainage method that she's done. So a lot of her. So a lot of we have a lot in common. So health and wellness, basically. Definitely not a teacher talk because I'm not a teacher. Um, yeah, and then just random. Oh, you know what messes me up though? See, you got me rambling. What messes me up on the TikTok is those doggone K dramas. So the K drama comes across, girl, is this one thing that come across, and you can actually watch like all 80 episodes for free. And the episodes are like a minute to 2 minutes each. So that'll give me like an hour. And I'll be like, nope, can't do no more, can't do no more. Um, so that. And I kind of stay off of it because I can really get immersed and stuff like that and waste hours. So I can't. That's why I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna get on. But that's it. That's everything.
So what do you like about social media?
The entertainment. I love the entertainment value. I like learning about places that I have not experienced personally, which is why I love a good documentary. Um, yeah, I love to learn about different places. I like to see lifestyle things, how people live in different areas of the world. And I love to see how the commonality, how we all have so many things in common. A lot of people say they stay in touch with people that way. I don't consider that staying in touch. To
Hmm.
me, that's very surface level and it's not real. So I guess I have social media acquaintances, but if I can't call you or see you and touch you, it's entertainment. I don't consider that keeping in contact. And I like the economical aspects of social media. I like being able to use it to get another source of income. That's my biggest favorite thing about social media. Oh, I can see a source of income. So I'll stay on it and I will post things so I can stay relevant as a human being and not an AI creation. And then when I am ready to have products, people will hopefully get them from me. So, yeah, that's what I like. How about you?
Definitely love it for the marketing. I actually used social media from 2011 to 20, probably 18 the most when I was a romance consultant. And I like that I posted, I did parties, I had pictures, had reviews. Like it was at one point that Facebook was like, "Hey, we'll give you an ad if you want." So because I used it a lot for my
You never
business.
did the ads?
I did a couple of times.
Yeah, I did
I
the
did a couple
ads,
of times.
and I got very positive, interaction from the ads. So,
Mhm.
I'm shocked for you to say you only did it a couple of times because you had a lot of engagement.
I did, but a lot of it, like you said, was what they call organic, which is,
Organic,
like
mhm.
you said, word of mouth and going out and meeting people and
Yeah.
booking parties from parties and so that's when I use social media a lot. Um, what other things I like about it is definitely the educational part of it because, like, I've found a lot of great, like, webinars from off of social media from, like, other creator content creators. Um, I just took one about, breathing for teachers, like, how to
Mm,
get kids for, like, um 'cause now you have to have a calm down area in your classroom. So, showing children how to breathe and calm down and, um, I've also done some, other workshops for myself for, like, holistic healing and things like that. I also love watching the drama, guilty pleasure as always. I love watching the drama. Mine are always, like, the fictional TV dramas because like, lately, I've been on Little House on the Prairie. I don't know how I got there, but I'm back on
Laura
Little House on
Ingalls?
the Prairie.
Laura Ingalls' Little House on the Prairie?
Yes,
Alright, okay.
yes. I'm so back there. I'm back actually at the part where Laura is married to Almanzo, and her and Nellie are best friends again. And she's married to the guy from New York, and she's pregnant. How I got
Girl,
there, I don't know, but I'm there, and I love it. Um
okay.
What else? And I think the other part is and like you said, it's not like it's watching to see how, um, friends and family are progressing. Like,
Yeah,
the
but
ones who
see
I know are truly my friends and family, like
right.
Jolene says, you can touch, call, whatever like that. But I also like to watch how people post different things and be like, "Oh, okay,
You know,
doing
I do
good."
that with a grain of salt because we only post the highlights. Nobody,
That's true.
so if you just look on social media, it's like, oh, everyone is doing so great. I'm not doing good. I'm not traveling every day. And neither are they. They just only post, or they save all their pictures and put them all together. So
Mhm.
I guess that's why I look at it like, all right, good for you. I'm very happy for you, but okay. Yay. Like I used to watch more influencers.
Mhm.
And again, it's because I like to see places to go and things to wear and places to eat. So that was what I would watch it for. Eh, it don't do it for me. I still stay on the subscriber list to I think it's like four young ladies that I follow. I still stay on their subscriber list so they don't lose subscribers. Sometimes I'll just go and fast forward through a video and like it so they get an engagement. But I'm just like, I'd rather be outside living my own life, you know? So, yeah.
Which is the reason why, if you ever notice, Jolana and I will do a lot of stuff, but we have no pictures of anything.
I
Like, where
forget.
we go with other people, we'll take pictures
Yeah,
and we'll post things, but when it comes to me and her, it's
I forget. I so forget.
like, the last picture we took was when we went to Vegas for Carmen's renewal.
And we didn't take it. That was the picture her photographer took.
We did, we took 2 selfies
We
at the
did?
hotel. We took 2 selfies at the hotel. We did. I didn't post them, but we
Was I
did.
inebriated? I do not remember
No,
this.
we
What did
were
we
having
do?
we had just got to the hotel, you were not inebriated. We were in a casino, and we took 2
Sure
pictures.
did, sure did, sure did at the casino. Yep.
We were
Okay.
about to go to lunch.
Yes,
This girl
we
talking about
did.
where were you inebriated?
I'm
No.
like, I don't I remember, and I do have to do that. My mother fusses at me constantly because she's like, I want pictures of you guys. And I'm like, I don't even have pictures of my kids. I have to remember, oh, let me snap a picture um, because I'm so busy in the moment. I
Mhm.
just don't think about taking photos, but I need to because as we move through life, I don't have a history to look back on. I just have my mind. Oh, I like that cup. Let me see. That's cute. Is that Starbucks?
It is, and
That's
actually, you know
gorgeous.
what? Your
Hmm.
line sister gave this to me, Carol.
Mm. I
So
mean, that
she
is
gave it to
so
me
sweet.
she gave it to me, as a gift for,
Oh, for driving.
when we were driving to DC. So,
She has
I
her
I
qualities.
really like it. That's why I was
It's
using it.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous. She has her qualities because she gave. I'm very pissed. I lost my ring in the move. That beautiful gold band she gave. That I
Yeah.
used to wear as a thumb ring.
Yeah.
I had it for all those years. When we moved, I lost that, and then it's a bracelet I had, and it had little dangly, semi-precious gemstones. Can't find it. Yes.
Mm.
I'm like, "How
It's
you
somewhere.
lose 2 pieces?" Girl, I don't know
It's
what
somewhere.
I've been here 11 years. I haven't seen it yet.
It's somewhere.
Yeah,
You
with
just aren't
somebody
ready to
else.
see it. That's
Whatever.
it. Look,
Anywho,
house elves have it. You'll get it when they're ready for you to get it.
yeah, like my earphones that were outside in front of my house for a year.
As I said, when the house elves are ready to give it back to you, they'll
Yeah,
give it back to you.
yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't squirrel this. Sorry.
It's okay.
And we don't have questions today, so
Okay, okay. So, I wanna go back to my question of morality because
okay, yeah.
I think that would be fun. So, I'll give a very brief synopsis, expanded synopsis more than what I just gave about him dressing up and sleeping with the men. So, what will happen is, social media. We all have social media. So he would make chats, go live.
Mhm.
Can't even speak. Go live or make little videos. And some people would want to call them thirst traps. They weren't because the way the man would dress as a woman was very obvious he was a man. So he's a middle aged man. He would put on a bad wig, too light foundation, and really, really red lipstick. Okay. That was it. Didn't change voice or nothing. Have conversations with the men, ask them certain questions that kind of insinuated that he was open, and invite the men over, in DMs. They would have DM messages. All he required for the men in order to have sex was a little small token, like some milk, some bread, some little trinket, kind of little appreciation gift. So they would go over to his place, which the men have described now that they've been caught out as a bunker styled basement apartment. So bunker style meaning very sparsely furnished, a bed, a refrigerator, a cabinet. Like no paintings on the wall, nothing feminine. Even if you are a masculine woman, we still gonna have a little something, something somewhere. So no touch of girl. Um, they would exchange the token. Then he would ask them to go and cleanse themselves. So they would go clean themselves. And then the person would come back into the area. And when I say bunker style too, it was like a studio apartment. So it was only
Mm,
one room and a bathroom. Uh,
okay.
Come back clean. And then he would either get on his knees and or lift his long skirt, 'cause he will wear a long skirt, lift his skirt up and back into him. So you can't say you didn't know this was a man. First off, very obviously a man in a bad wig. Secondly, the voice and stuff. Yes, some women have deeper voices, but it's a difference. Come on now. and then you was always getting it from the back. But anyway, like you didn't notice the balls. But anyway, so the only way he got caught doing this, or they all got caught, is because he videotaped it or recorded it, however he recorded it. And he started a discourse group and he would sell the videos, but he was real smart about it. He wasn't like selling it for a lot of money. It was like the equivalent of like $25. So you could join, and that was the membership for the discourse group. So you join the discourse group, you pay your $25 a month, and then he would upload different videos of the people that he's been with. And you could then watch them or download them or do with them as you please. And the like striking thing is he did not blur out faces or nothing. So it was just you just saw everything. So
Hmm.
yeah, so he of course ended up getting caught. And what the police did, they made a photo collage of all the faces of all the men that he had been with and put the photo collage out. So, this is China. So they're really strict with these quote unquote morals. So people were able to look at the photo collage and see if it was their husband, their brother, their sons, their fathers, their coworkers. And, a lot of people had to deal with that. So my question of morality is who or what was wrong? Like, were the men, and some of the men went to see Uncle Red more than once and even recommended him to their friends because you could get you some sloppy toppy for a loaf of bread. So, but dang. So so who was wrong? The men who went to see him, in the relationship, or him for videotaping them and then selling it, or the people who came in the discourse group and paid the membership to see it, or everybody. So yeah, that was our topic. Oops. That was our topic in the group, and it was interesting. So what do you think, Olivia?
So I'm gonna say everybody is in the wrong.
Okay.
Um, First, I'm gonna say the men who went to Uncle Red were wrong if they were married. Now, or in a relationship.
Yeah,
Now,
they
if
had
they
some
weren't in a
married and
marriage,
engaged and in relationships. Yeah.
so any attachment. If they
Yeah.
had no attachment, then I feel like they were
Enjoy
the
your life.
victims.
Right. You
Um,
think they were victims?
I would say the victim as far as having their life exposed,
Okay.
because as a single person, I shouldn't have to worry, or as any person having my life exposed
That's
to
true.
anyone without my knowledge of being videotaped. Now, if I
Right.
know I'm being videotaped,
They know well.
then like we would have to have documentation to say you cannot distribute this and blah blah blah.
We need an
Um,
NDA.
NDA, yes, but if it was I'm a single person coming to you, regardless what my sexual orientation is, um, and not knowing that I was being recorded and in the recording being sold, then I consider those people would be the only ones who I would be like, oh,
You're a
that
victim.
they did something wrong to those people. They were the victims. Now, everybody else I feel was wrong. The men who were in attachments, relationships, they were wrong for uh cheating on whoever they cheated on. Um he was the Uncle Rudd was wrong for the
Mm.
fact that he because he didn't catfish them. Those men knew he was a man. I feel he was wrong because he took the videotapes without their knowledge
Mhm.
and then also too sold them to his discourse.
Mhm.
Um Now his discourse people, I'm not gonna say they're wrong. I'm
Okay.
gonna say because that was a fetish that they had and they were paying for their fetish. Just like if you have a
Okay.
fetish for shoes, you're gonna pay for your shoes.
Okay.
If you have a fetish for purses, you're gonna pay for your purses,
Gotcha.
regardless of anything else. So those
Mm.
people who were in his discourse were not wrong.
Okay.
Um, they were paying for a fetish. So the two sets of people who were not wrong were the discourse people who were paying for it
Yeah.
and the people who were single and did not know that they were being videotaped.
Wow. Again, I'm going to leave it at a matter of gray, and I'm going to leave that as an open question for discussion to the audience.
Mhm.
Um, I like how you put it. I'm loving
Mhm.
how my lighting is changing. It's earlier in the morning here, so the sun is literally coming up. So, I think, to be honest, you know who I really, the only person I really think was wrong was the main character, Uncle Red. Now,
Mm.
were the men stepping out on their relationships wrong? Yes, they were wrong. However, and that's why I said it's kind of gray. And I'm not saying you should do it if you can't get caught. No, I'm just putting myself in the mindset of someone trying to do something. They thought they were in the clear and no one was going to get hurt. They was going to move on with their lives. And that's not what happened because they were sold a bill of goods. And that's where it puts me with the be careful of stuff that's too inexpensive. You don't be getting a whole lot of stuff for free. And when what do they say? When it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. You know, um, you thinking you can go and get your rocks off for a house token. You know, it's a reason that escorts charge the money that the escorts charge because a lot of that is your privacy, and integrity. A loaf of bread, that doesn't get you integrity. That gets you, you're going to get your rocks off, and whatever happens, happens. And you should know that. Um, However, this is an aside when I was thinking about it. I think that just the society of the Chinese people has a lot to do with the whole thing anyway. Um, because they hold themselves to such a moral standard, but they have the most abuse towards women and misogyny and all that thing. Is that? Oh no, that's Korea. I'm gonna step back on that because I don't want to speak bad on the culture, and I'm getting the cultures wrong. But I do know that they do hold themselves to a higher moral standard, and because of that, that opened the door for him to go in and get so-called. He only approached straight men. So to go in and get those men to step outside of themselves and put themselves in a stupid position. Where if the culture was a little bit more open, it wouldn't be as easy, if that makes sense. Like,
So do
go
you
ahead.
think the men were actually truly straight? Because you said that he was dressed up in a wig and clothes and he didn't even look.
Yeah, he was an attractive woman. Like some
So
men put on a wig and some eyeliner, and you'd be like, damn, he pretty. Yeah, no. Uh-uh.
so do you really think that they were straight? Because
I think that
what
they
I'm
didn't care where
hearing
they
from
stuck
you,
it. I think that they were the men who participated were the type of men that didn't care where they stuck it as long as it got off.
so
Like,
again, would you think they're straight?
I'm because like I like documentaries, so I watch the prison documentaries. And there's so much of that gay for the stay, and that's in the men and the women. And I can't wrap my head around that. Um, Being gay for the stay. Either I like you and I'm physically attracted to you or I'm not. However, in those situations, if I'm locked up for 20, 30, the rest of my life, I might really want affection and companionship. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know. Am I taking the lesser of two evils? Am I taking something because it's easy? Or am I experimenting? I don't know. The ones who went back, no, you just liked what you saw because you went back and you told your friends about it. Um, but I don't know. I'm not them. I don't
So the
know.
reason why I asked is because that's not just over there, that's here all the
That's
time.
everywhere.
Um, and I think that, and I hate to get political, but like I think that's the reason why certain groups are trying to ban things or trying to throw the religious cloth on things because like people are scared to be found out. People are scared to be seen, and they know that certain people have information about them. So if they make it illegal, make you seem as the bad guy or the bad woman, so whatever you say will not be credible. So that's why I said I
Yeah,
feel like for this situation, I feel like those men who participated always had something about them that they wanted to try it.
I
But
agree.
like you said, the ones who kept going back or referring their friends, they were in a lifestyle that they just didn't want because of moral perception and things like that, didn't want to get caught in.
Yeah, I'm noticing, and I'm gonna bring up a whole different culture. This is I'm gonna say the Koreans because I've been into K dramas. They actually, I don't know if they have it in China, but the Korean drama people, they have like gay dramas. So they're starting to open up more and more to it. They have the animes, the comic books, and just regular dramatic series where the love interests are same sex. So I am seeing more of an opening for that, whether you agree with the lifestyle or not. I am seeing it being more, I think maybe you want to say outed so people can't um, use it to harm someone. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know. But it's always going to be a sticky issue with people, your sexuality and how you choose to express that. I think it's always going to be sticky. And until you are really content in yourself and stop worrying about what other people says, even your family, those things, your secrets will continually be used against you.
I agree. I also think that until people stay out of other people's bedrooms,
Girl, that's never gonna happen. We look, our
it
guilty pleasure is watching people.
it is. But if I'm gonna watch you, then I shouldn't care what's going on in your bedroom. Like, if people, so say someone, I just watched a TikTok and it was asking, pick one of your friends who you would do a reality show with if I gave you $10 million and showing how you spent the $10 million together. And I was like, oh, I would do a reality show with Jolanda. But what she doing with me, like literally really showing her true life. Like
I don't
every
understand. You just said how you spent the money. So you gonna give me money and I get to
so
spend it?
it would start. So the reality show would be me and you receiving the $10 million. We
Okay, I'm
split
happy.
it. But from that day, that time you get the check,
Yeah.
the camera follows you for the rest of your life.
You mean it's not a time period, it's the rest of my life?
Until the money's spent.
Girl, my money be gone in about a week. So they welcome. They be bored as
I
hell.
would You would spend 5 million in a week?
Oh, hell yeah. First
Oh.
off, Imma tell you how Imma spend it right now. So first off, I will wait so they get to follow me around for about 72 hours of me just going to the gym, puttering around the house, going dream shopping so I know what Imma spend my money on when that check clear, because that's about how long it take a check to clear when it's a certain amount of money. I don't know the millions, but I know the thousands, okay? I'm okay with that. You enjoy yourself watching me. Going out to dinner, enjoying myself. Once my check clear, they gonna watch me book. I want a first class flight to Monaco, and I want to buy some property. You have to have at least $1 million disposable income in your account to buy property there. So I got my money for that. The properties I've been looking at, because I've been looking, are in the 2 or 3 million. So I'm already down 3.5 or so. Then I gotta furnish my new condo. And once I own my property, I don't have to keep that million in my account no more. Fly back here and buy some properties here. Like, yeah, give me 2 weeks. I'm done. $5 million. Do we have to pay taxes? You gotta pay taxes on it.
It didn't say anything about taxes.
Okay, girl, please. I'm out,
It just
baby.
said 10 million
I'm
for you
figuring
and your
out
best friend.
some way that I can. First off, I don't want you. You know, I don't like people in my life, so I need you out my life quick. I need you out my life quick. Okay, I'm gonna be more realistic. Maybe 2 months. You'll be in my life for 2 months because it will really. It takes time to do these things. Two months maybe. No more than 6. I'm gonna figure out no more than 6 because you got to get about my life. Because you got escrow and all that stuff. So I'm gonna spend that money quickly because that money then makes me more money. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend it what appears to be quickly, but I'm spending it on things that's gonna bring me more money generationally. So yeah, I might take about 600,000 and do something stupid like go buy all the dream purses and shoes and clothes that I ever wanted and getting stuff custom made, but that don't take long. You laughing at me. I'm so serious. I have gotten
I'm
excited.
laughing at you because this goes back to the whole I don't do social media thing. Like
What?
I love the dichotomy between us. Like I'm so like I don't care, and you're just like I don't need nobody looking at me. Don't
Oh, I
watch me, whatever.
mm-mm.
But then
Don't
when
like
we are
that.
in public, you don't mind people like talking about you, looking at you, and all that stuff. And I'm just like,
That's just in
mm-mm.
public. You're not following me into my home, and it, I need to have my private space. You know, it's very important to me, and I believe everyone needs privacy. Not everything is for everybody, and
Mhm.
so I don't need you in my not everything is for everybody space for an extended period of time. You can come for a little bit.
So you wouldn't do like the real world and road rules back in the day?
Back in the day, no. I like to watch it, but they when they first started, like, Real World New York,
Yeah.
and what was the other Real World? I
San
think
Francisco.
yeah, they used to really be, like, in their in their lives. Mm-mm, mm-mm. My stomach would, like, be in knots watching sometimes. I was like, "Oh no. That's too much. That's too much information." Mm-mm.
Mm, I
Yeah.
love it.
But you would just be okay with, like, having someone follow you around for a couple of years while you slowly trickled out that little $5 million.
No, I never said that. I
I'm
mean,
asking.
uh, honestly, I would say the most important thing would be the bathroom would be off limits because you're not coming in my bathroom. That's my
But you
private
didn't
time.
say that. You said that's
I
why I
know.
said,
That's why I said if I couldn't have an off limit part, then I wouldn't be getting the $10 million. I just wouldn't be getting it. Um, but following me, I guess my life is not like it's not like outrageous or anything. So
to you, but it's yours.
yeah, but I'm just saying as far as like if someone wanted to watch it, they'd be like, "Oh, she goes to the
No,
gym?
when I
She
say
goes
to
to work."
you, but it's yours, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be outrageous. It's yours.
Mhm.
I don't like nobody in every part of my business.
We
And
know.
I don't do much. We know I don't do much, but it's mine.
Yeah.
So, no. I don't want to carry in my face while I'm reading a book. No.
Oh, okay. So we talked about the Uncle Red and the dilemma there, and we just talked about like what would we do if we spent 5 million. Um, is there any other social media or anything you've seen on social media that you would be like, we need to talk about or let me discuss?
Mm. Well, you seem like you pride, and so is it something that you would like to talk about? I told you what I watch. Dangerous roads. I can talk about the dangerous roads in Tanzania. What I
You are so, oh my gosh. People, this is what I deal with all the time. My friend is hilarious. So,
Huh?
uh, one of the things that I have been watching, that I just want to see where you're at is about teacher talk.
Okay.
Um, and talking about right now, parents are complaining about school supplies. They're complaining about book bags. They're complaining about teachers' classrooms, and they're complaining about this and that. And not understanding that, one, nothing is given to the teacher except the
Mhm,
classroom, the
mhm,
desk, and their desk,
mhm,
and maybe their computer. Because some districts, you have to have your own computer, your own
mhm,
laptop. And having them understand that the things that are in a classroom uh, are teacher funded. So, like when kids break stuff, you need to replace it because I
yeah,
paid for that. This is
yeah,
not just for your kids' own thing. Like, I know a teacher who she actually buys the kids their water bottles and puts their names on them really nicely.
mm,
They're so
mm,
cute. But then kids, being kids, will drop them, break them, and things like that. And then, like, the parent is like, so when she tells the parent, hey, you need to bring a water bottle in, sometimes parents are like, well, didn't you give them a water bottle? You
and
should
they
give them
broke
another
it.
one. Like,
No.
are you kidding?
Okay. Well, I'm going to interject because I see that on both sides. Okay.
Mhm.
So being I wasn't a full-time teacher, but I was a sub. So I watched what you guys went through, and then I'm your best friend. So I hear what you go through. And I also did after school care where I had to pay for everything because the kids didn't even have toys to play with. So I went out and bought toys. And I was not getting paid to do after school care. That was volunteer. Um, so I get that. Nope. I don't have nothing to say for the parents because you know what? It's some BS. Even when my kids were in school, it's common sense that the teachers are not making a lot of money. Uh, and stuff is showing up in classrooms. You know those teachers paid for it. So the self-entitled parent, and I don't care if people get upset with me for this because it's my opinion and kiss my ass. That thinks that someone is responsible for all of your child's needs. That is such shit. And I went to school. I sent my children to schools, and the schools I went to, we were paying tuition. So it wasn't like I'm just going to school just off my taxes. I'm paying taxes for public schools and I'm paying tuition for private schools. And I still, most of the parents bought things in for the children, for the teachers, because you knew these teachers are not making enough money to support your kids' personal needs. And your kids are going to destroy crap because that's what children do. They break stuff, they touch stuff. They don't respect the fact that this box of tissue has to last a week and a half. And they literally will take a tissue, throw it away, take another tissue, throw it away, or make spitballs. Do they just still do spitballs?
Oh, not in
Well, back
elementary
in the
school.
day, I'm aging myself. You take the little tissue, put it, little spitball,
Yep.
and throw it through the straw and spit it at kids. To do stuff like that. So then, yeah, you have 200 boxes of tissue, but by December you have none. So the teacher's going to say, the instructor's going to say, hey, can we please get some more tissue? But why do I have to bring it in? Because your kid blows their nasty butt noses. We need more
And don't let a
crayons.
flu season or a cold season
Right.
hit.
Well, why do
Then
we
we're
need
really in trouble.
crayons? Because your kids break the crayons up and throw them down. Or some kids, which I used to see when I did the kindergartens, I love my little babies, but ooh, they were a handful. If a crayon didn't look a certain way, like if it wasn't perfectly pointed and it got too flat, they're not going to use it. I don't
Mhm.
want that. You know what your kids' proclivities are, that they a little weird. Why should the teacher have to pay for that? So, yeah, I think it's a mess. And I'm on team parent help out the teacher. I've donated furniture when the girls outgrew certain things, like they had see, Tyler was going into second grade, so I loved her first grade teacher. But the girls had these really cute blue chairs from IKEA, like they weren't recliner like the lazy boy, but they kind of, I don't know, zero gravity kind of chairs. They didn't want them anymore. So I called the school and asked if I could bring them. They said I could. I gave them to their teacher for the classroom. You're like, donate to your damn classroom so your kid's classroom can look nice. It's not the instructor's responsibility to decorate. They're there to guide and teach your children, my opinion.
No, I mean, I like it. I think that ever since, like, 2020 was an eye opener, like, parents were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you guys do so much teaching the kids and blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, we appreciate teachers so much." And then when school opened back up, it was after teachers. It was like,
Mhm.
"This is your job. You're supposed to do this."
You're the
And it's
babysitter. You
like,
do it. Yeah.
where is the balance? Like, before you were praising me because you had to do it, but now that we're back and now we have Pinterest classrooms and we have Pinterest boards and like we have model teachers and things like that. You think everybody's supposed to do that. And first of all, some people that's not their style. They're
Mm-mm.
not, they don't want
Mm-mm.
to be in a frou-frou classroom
Mhm.
just because of their own ADHD or whatever their thing is. Um, but then again, you have teachers who are brand new. So, like the woman who I'm talking about, she was crying all over TikTok, talking about how there was no rug in the classroom for my son and blah, 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 skippy, skippy. To find out that teacher was a very first year teacher straight out of college.
They
She
didn't
ain't
have the
even had a
money.
paycheck yet.
Yeah.
You really think that she was going to buy all of these things you saw on Pinterest for a kindergarten room? Well, our babies were COVID babies. Who cares?
Then buy your teacher a
Who
rug.
cares?
Tell
Yep,
every
that's what I was
parent
gonna
to
say.
give you
Donate the
send out
rug
a
then.
note. I've had that. I've had parents, whoever like room mom. I was room mom a couple of years. So I've even asked for money from other parents. But generally, the room parent, because sometimes it's a man, at the beginning of the year would send out a notice to all the parents, hey, we're going to get this for Christmas for the classroom or for the teacher, but it was for the classroom. So you have 4 or 5 months to come up with your little $20. And then they would buy the gift, and it's something like a rug or something needed in the classroom. Um, even so far as giving the teacher money to throw parties. Hey, we know you're going to
Yeah,
do the Valentine's party. Sometimes parents can't bring in snacks because there's so many rules nowadays and all the allergies and stuff. It's so different. So instead of you taking that on, you get a list from the teacher or you give the teacher some money and say, hey, this is to do that. I'll still come in to help out. Like, it is not the instructor's responsibility.
yeah. I was just wondering because that's one of the things on like TikTok for me, and social media in general. Um, and I look at it all the time like, hmm, like you wouldn't even be here without a teacher. You wouldn't be able to do your phone. You wouldn't be able to do anything, read any of that without having a teacher in your life. So, that said, I have another one for you. So, I know you were saying about you saw it before, but how do you feel about something on my timeline right now, which is Bama Rush week right now.
I have no feelings.
Okay.
I told you I go, mm.
Oh,
What are your feelings? We can discuss your feelings.
I think it's very interesting to see how they rush
Mhm.
versus well, and the reason why I say Bama because like that's the focus, and I know
Mhm.
they rush like that at all of the PWIs,
Mhm.
but Bama specifically is the one that I watch. Um, I think it's interesting how they do Greek life versus D9 Greek life. Where I just saw a girl do how it would be if D9 had rushes, like how Bama Rush was, and she had on a gray dress with a gray jacket, these kitten heels,
You can't come in there with colors.
and these just stud earrings. They
Yeah.
weren't pearls, and that was it. And her
And
hair
that's
was
right.
natural, just in curls.
That's
And I
right.
thought it was hilarious because you're right. Like colors, you can't wear
Can't
colors. You
come
can't wear
colors.
pearls. You can't. You have to have all your. And she had all her documentation. She had her
Mhm.
grades. She had her letter of recommendation.
Yes.
All of the stuff because it's so important. Because for us, it's a lifetime commitment
Yes.
versus for them, it's something at college.
And possibly some connections when it's time to move
Yeah,
out into the world. Mhm.
but they don't really do like alumni chapters and all
I
that
have a
other stuff.
question.
Hmm.
So when you were at Lincoln, did you go to the luncheons? I went to luncheons. And so I
Ours
went
is a rush.
to
We didn't have a luncheon.
I called it luncheon, but it wasn't a luncheon. I just couldn't think of what it was called. What did you call it?
A rush.
It was a rush?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it
Anywho,
was in a like the AKs had a T where you literally went
see,
in
that's why I
and they
called
had
it
tea.
luncheon because the
But ours
Deltas was
was
more of a tea
a
too. We
rush.
just, and when I say tea, it was some water and some pastries, but
Oh.
whatever. But I went to the Delta one, and my
Hmm.
roommate went to the AKA one. So I had to wear black. Excuse me, natural hair, natural nails, no pearls. Skirt came below your knees,
Yep.
stockings, kitten heels or higher. They really didn't want flats, but they will let you get away with it depending if you have some issues.
Hmm.
Um, pen and paper. She had to same thing I did, but in white. So the AKA ones, you had to wear white, natural hair, natural nails, and no glam. Like what
Hmm.
I have on would be acceptable. This, some
Hmm.
eyeshadow and a lip. Um, so yeah, so she was spot on because yeah, because when I got my letters now. So anywho, so when I went to the alumni interview, I was looking at some women that came in there. I'm like, you ain't gonna make it. I don't care if you're the best person in the world. You got on crimson and pearls. Where you think you going? Like you it's kind of like you didn't want to read the room. You can't come up in here like you already got it. You can think it, but you can't show it. So yeah, no
So
colors.
that's why I like Bama Rush because it's like they're showing their outfits, telling us that's why the OOTD was like, I bought this from uh well I'll say Shein. Um or this came out of my collection and this is a Kate Spade or this is like
Ooh,
I think
excuse me.
that's hilarious. Like how
I
much you're
think that's just a
spending
yeah, I
for
think it's just a false show of wealth, which I'm like, what's the point? I don't give a damn where your watch came. Oh, I have on a Cartier bracelet. Good for you. I got my
but
bracelet from Target.
but the reason why I'm saying why that's so important is because they're looking at that for picking girls.
Oh.
Because in the Bama Rush, like if you they're picking girls who they have that clout, that look. So for them posting and saying all that stuff, they're watching their social media. I'm then going to pick the girl who has the best social media. If she has the best clothes and she can afford this and that, because as
So
I found out
go
going
ahead.
down the rabbit hole,
Yeah.
they pay like $5,000.
You act like we don't pay.
I know, I'm saying a semester
Okay.
to be, hold on.
Girl, when you add up all them clothes, psh,
I understand that. I'm just saying just for dues, not
mhm,
including clothes and all that other stuff
mhm,
that they have to maintain, plus the monies they have to raise and things like that
mhm.
during that time.
That's why they can have those big, beautiful houses.
And that's what I was saying. Like they're looking at that to see can they maintain what they have based on those things.
But what I don't get about that is why don't I just join a social club? Why don't I just join a high net worth individual social club? You know what I'm trying to like,
Because they're not as prestigious, honey.
yeah, they're actually more. I guess it's just that I want to do it. I'm just like, I'm
I
not the
couldn't tell
one
you.
to ask these things. So, I look at it like, what you,
I understand that, but
yeah,
then I'm gonna flip it because
flip
when
it.
you look at D9,
Yeah.
like the elitism that's within D9, and
The who,
also
huh? I was clearing my throat. I didn't hear you. The what's
I
in D9?
see said the elitism
Elitism.
within
Most
D9
definitely.
also
Most definitely.
versus like just a regular panhell. Like if you have a girl who's African American
Mm,
who wants to join a sorority at a PWI,
mm,
and they have D9 versus this
excuse me.
Bam Rush situation.
Yeah.
What's easier for them to get into?
Well, from my daughter's point of view, at Clemson,
Hmm.
it's about what and what. Now, I'm going to say this. Morgan chose to not go into sorority life the same reason I chose, as far as being a collegiate, because she did not care for the young ladies there. Had nothing to do with the organization. It had to do with the personalities. So I chose not to do undergrad because I did not mix well with the Deltas on my campus at that time. I did not care for them. And the ones who really needed to, who picked, did not necessarily care for me. It was no secret. And I was okay with that because I had another option, you know? Um, but when I talked to her and asked her what she wanted to do, she went to all of the meet and greets. She would go to the parks because, you have to have your face seen around town before you even show up. So she did all of that. Um, she wasn't interested in the rush. She was only interested in D9. But she had friends who were looking at, um, I'm gonna call them white for sororities because it's a couple sprinkles of Hispanic and Black, just like in D9, it's a couple sprinkles of white. So, um, but they looked at it, and from our conversations, I'm going to say it's easier to go D9 because you understand, and no one is looking at you as a DEI hire. You know, it's the truth. Um, and depending on your person, it's a personality thing. Some uh, some young ladies of color have that aesthetic that is very white passing, but that's just who they are. So they may feel more comfortable, or they may be easily accepted. Whereas some other young ladies don't have that white passing aesthetic. So they're like, not interested in that. I can be your friend, but I'm not going to join your group. So that's how I feel.
So when you mean white passing, do you mean their
Mm-mm.
color,
Not
or
skin
their
color. I call it
mannerisms?
white passing aesthetic. I'm not going to show up with locks. I'm either going to have It doesn't have to be long hair naturally, but longer hair naturally, straighter hair naturally, or a wig or weave that looks like it came out my scalp, or I'm going to have the more wavy texture, that passing, my style. You know, we all have different aesthetics. So their style is more of that preppy style, which is not a white or black thing because we all know, I'm one of them. Style goes across all culture. But I have the look that white America says is acceptable. And I can mix in with that group. Um, yeah, because from my experience, I've noticed it's not a socioeconomic thing when it comes to D9 versus other sorority life. Because, like you said, we have elitism. We have from not making much money and having to figure out how to pay this dues to ain't no big thing, run my credit card. You know, I don't even know how my bills get paid. Mommy, daddy pays that. I don't know. Trust fund pays that. So it's not a socioeconomic thing, it's just a preference. I would prefer to go into this circle versus that circle. So, yeah.
Okay.
What's that phase? What are you thinking?
No, no, because I actually saw a TikTok with this girl who I
Hmm.
guess you would say would fit that the aesthetic that you were talking about,
Okay.
which she comes from a family who's all D9.
Okay.
Her aunties, her uncle, her dad, her mom, all of them, and she did go to the Panhellenic National Panhellenic, which is
Hmm.
what theirs is, um, and joined and rushed a sorority. And like she was telling her story, and it was funny because people were in the comments like, if you're a legacy, if
Yep.
you are like just in anything, because I mean, she has in her family every fr- every fraternity except Iota,
Okay.
and every sorority I think except for Sigma Gamma Rho.
Okay.
But like it was funny because somebody in the comment was just like, why would you do that to yourself? Because she was talking about like the racism, them trying to get her expelled and all this stuff. They were like, why wouldn't you just
It's her
join a
choice.
D9?
She didn't want to.
I know, but it was
No, I
just
hear
like,
what you're saying. And
no.
but a lot of people always put themselves because that's the only way you can connect is to, well, what would I do? That's how you try, that's you trying and yearning for connection.
Mhm.
But sometimes it doesn't have a damn thing to do what you would do. That was her choice. That was her test. She made that may have been her whole purpose of coming here to go and infiltrate the little other society. I don't know. But that was just a choice she chose.
Mhm.
I mean, neither one of my girls are in sorority life. If they ever decide to, they can. But Morgan said she, like I told you, she wasn't happy with the people she met. So she would do it later if she chose. Tyler said, I'm not really interested. That's okay. Um, mm, excuse me. That's why you're not supposed to be eating while you're talking. Um, like my god sister's daughter, her father's the women on her father's side, when I tell you they deltas. Like her aunt has a whole delta room. It's cute, but they deltas. She's opted to not do anything. Um, would she have any trouble getting in? Mm-mm. No, she graduated from Howard with a very high GPA. She's actively a teacher. She just moved back to Illinois and got her first classroom in Illinois. She was teaching in DC. So I'm really proud of her. So she definitely wouldn't have an issue. She's just like, I don't wanna, you know. And then you have people who are legacies. Like I know of someone whose legacy, AKA, their child went Delta, you know. It just is what it is. It's a personal opinion. It's what you want to do.
Well, one more thing that I wanted to talk to you about
5 more
on.
things.
Uh-huh.
No, I said
What
5
did you
more
say?
things. You can
5
talk
more
about
things?
5 more things. What's up?
Okay. That, I saw on social media that I wanted to talk to you about was, the whole we talked about it before, but I don't know how I'm just stuck on this one little girl, but, like, the trad wives? Why you make that face for?
What are you stuck on, my love? What's up?
No, I I'm s I'm stuck that it's like it has filtered down to girls so young. Like, these girls are marrying, like it's
Have
like
you
it's rolling back, like,
Where have
and
you
they're marrying
been?
at, like, 18.
It never stopped. It's just social media is bringing it to social media is just an open eye that shows you that everything you're seeing, everyone is experiencing in every other part of the world and the culture. So, growing up, we would think that what we saw was just happening to us because we only saw it happening to us. And if you waited for the news or the newspaper, that was 1 week, 2 weeks, a month old, you know? It's never stopped. Like this quote unquote traditional wife, people always get married young. Ain't stopped. You just seeing it. So it's making it appear that, oh my God, what's going on? Oh my God, this is such a big boom. No, you just seeing it. I went to an all
Okay.
girls school. I knew about the Mrs. degree well before social media ever said anything about the Mrs. degree. I went to an all girls school that was majority white, the Catholic school. My friend Barbie, and she looked like a Barbie. She was the sweetest person. She said that. Her, I'm not gonna say last names, and Dina, I was about to say her whole name. Um, both of these, one was Italian, one was white American. I don't know the background. They were the first people I learned Mrs. degree. Because oh, we were doing our acceptance things as in our junior years, as you always do, sending out our applications, and I was saying where I wanted to go to school and what I wanted to do, and they were picking schools. I mean, they did okay in school, B averages. They weren't gonna have issues getting into school. They knew you got to do enough to get where you want to go. I'm going to school, Barbie especially. I'm going to school to find my husband. Because I'm like, "Oh, what's your major gonna be?" "Oh, I'm gonna go in under gen ed. I'm undetermined. I'll determine something by junior year if I'm still there. I may be married." That's how she was raised. "You're going to school to find your husband. I'm going to school to find my husband." So, this is nothing new. It's just being spoken about out loud outside of households, outside of friend groups. That's all. It's been there.
Alright. That reminds me of the movie that I it always reminds me of the movie that I saw years ago with Julia Roberts, and, like, she was a professor
I
at an
don't know this
all-girls
one.
school,
Mhm.
and this is when, like, all the famous little girls were young, and, like, they got married. Some of them were married, and once they got married,
Excuse
they didn't come to class anymore and things like that, and she was, like, so upset because she was like, "You're so smart, why aren't you doing this and doing that, and, uh, you're missing classes and blah, blah, blah," and one of the girls said, uh she was the little girl at Interview of the Vampire. I can't remember what the little girl's name was. She was a
Claire
grown woman now.
Danes.
Yes, Claire Danes, and she said, "Ma'am, like, at our school, we're here to learn the things." Because I think she was, like, an art major teacher,
So she
and
could
she was like,
decorate her house.
she was like, "So we could decorate our hearts," which then goes back to when I used to watch A Different World and watch Whitley because that was her whole goal was to get a
Yeah,
husband. And
you are
but I
not
never
dumb.
identified with Whitley, so that was
I
never.
loved Whitley, but I loved her because I saw past the facade. She
Uh-huh.
her the character of Whitley was very intelligent. And that's what I'm saying. A
Mhm.
lot of people think if you have that mindset, you're stupid. And oh, I'm just going to get a husband. He's going to pay for everything. Mm-mm. You know how to make it on your own. You're not dumb. You just made a life choice. Not that doesn't put down another life choice. If you want to live your life a different way, welcome to it because we all are different people. We came here for different things. We have different perspectives. So that's not saying I'm only dependent upon him. Trust and believe. They got their own. And I do mean trust and believe. They got their own. But they made a lifestyle choice. They decided, I know what I want, just like a man. I know what I want, I'm gonna go get it. You know why I'm gonna go get it now? Because I am at the peak of my attractiveness to the male eye. I'm fresh, I'm new, I'm young. And as far as they're concerned, I'm unpolluted. I can pick. I want you. Let's go. That's all it is.
Mm.
That's all it is.
Ah,
That's why I laugh when people talk about, oh, and this new thing, the Mrs. degree. I'm like, baby,
I don't know what a
50s,
business degree is,
Mrs.,
so I don't know
Mrs.,
what you're talking
Mrs.,
about. Hmm?
MRS degree, Mrs., the MRS degree.
Oh, Mrs. Degree.
I'm like, they've been doing the MRS degree since girls were allowed to go to school. Back when you had to wear white gloves when you went to an all girl college back in the day, you know? Been
Yeah,
doing
I
that.
know about Mrs. Degrees. I thought you were saying business the whole time. So I was like, business degree? What are you talking about?
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of business majors are looking for Mrs. degrees. Where you think you're gonna find the men that's gonna make the money? You check your different fields out and watch the young ladies that's in those fields.
So I know, like nurses back in the day,
Yeah, back in the day. Mm-hmm.
they went and got nursing degrees to find a doctor
Mm-hmm.
husband. So
You
I know.
position yourself. I'm
Mhm.
in I'm in poli sci because I want a political partner.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
I know that. Like I said, it was coming up on my feed, and we were talking about social media and things that come up on your feed.
Okay.
Anything else come up on your feed that you want to talk about, or that sparked your interest, or was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Nothing that's not controversial, and I don't want to get into controversy on our
Girl, we
thing.
done talked about Uncle Red. You
That
don't
ain't
think we done
controversy. When
talked
I say
about?
controversy, I mean political, and I don't like political talk because that is so polarizing. In today's climate, political talk is so polarizing, and
I
people
think
don't.
anything at this point is.
Well, people don't understand that you can have opposites opinions overall, but still agree on some of the little things, and they, take it to the intent. So, religion and politics, if you notice, I don't really have an open forum discussion on that. I'll discuss spirituality till the cows come home, but religion and politics, no. Mm-mm.
So, saying that, is there anything within there that you have seen as far as like interesting that you would bring up? You don't have to say politically or whatever, just like interesting. Like I saw something the other day that would have to go to it would actually go to science. Um,
Mm-mm.
this woman was talking about she's a spiritual woman, but she was talking about how the Y chromosome is a mutation
Mm-hmm.
and that XX is the dominant.
It
So
is.
there are more women. And the reason why a lot of males pass away so much earlier is because of the Y gene being the what did I say?
Recessive.
Recessive, which does not carry them on in life. That's why women live longer.
That's just science.
Like, but hold on. So now she's talking. So the spiritual ramification of that is
Okay.
that um, males are looking for females to harness their energies to have them live longer. And that's
Oh,
why
oh yeah,
and
I agree.
why marriage is a contract that does not benefit the women
It does not.
at
It does
all.
not. It does not. If you, yeah, especially if you have a partner that just feeds from you. If you find a partner, and a lot of that is through growth, that allows you the freedom to feed yourself and who doesn't just drain you, you're okay because you have time to replenish your energy, to relax, to do the things that you love, even a working woman. All of these things apply. But yes, marriage benefits men way more than it benefits women. I mean, childbearing, having children benefits men way more than it benefits women because we're the ones whose body changes forever. We lose a lot per birth, per carrying. Like you lose some stuff you never get back, you know? So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Um, but that's why I said when you were just talking about the science, I'm like, girl, that's just science. I remember learning that in sophomore year in college.
That's but that's a different thing because I did not learn that
Well, that wasn't your
in
major.
school.
Yeah, that was my major.
Yeah. So like for you it's science, a lot of people who were in your major would say that, but most
Mm-hmm.
people would not know
Yeah,
that.
I would guess so. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
It's just like,
that's what
duh, it's
like
common
for your
knowledge.
yeah, but your brain, I always have to. That's why I'd be like, Jay, not everybody was what you were.
My God, and I sure be like, girl, everybody know that. No.
Yeah, no,
Oh, sorry.
no. That's why I
So
said
you
that was
didn't
interesting
know
to me.
that you didn't
What?
know, don't worry about it. Um, that everyone when you conceive a child, when a child is conceived, that it's female and that
Oh
it
yeah,
takes okay, so you knew that.
but I didn't know that the Y gene. Okay, I didn't know after that. That is the reason why men die quicker because of the recessive gene.
All because they're recessive.
I
Okay. I got
understand
you.
that
I
when
got
it's
you.
conceived, everybody is a woman when they're conceived. It's just if that sperm is either an X or a Y that gets turned on or stays an X
No,
and then
no, that's a
converts
misnomer.
into a
That's a
child.
misnomer. The sperm does not decide the sex of the child. The egg does.
See, and it was always taught that the sperm.
Yeah, it doesn't. And also the sperm, it's not, they used to say, oh, and the sperm, the strongest sperm makes it to the egg, and that's the one that's going to fertilize the egg, when in actuality the egg chooses what sperm it wants.
Again, that
Yeah.
is not what is taught
Right.
in
New
school.
research. Updated research. Updated research. Um, yeah. And see, those are things I find interesting. So those are things I keep on top of because I love okay, so that's on my feed. And things like that prompt me to then do deep dives and do research. I love, like, I showed you my books. So I like learning. I like reading. I like learning new things. So we'll go back to the beginning. So stuff like that is on my feed. Um, and it prompts me to then go to the library or go to the bookstore, and because I would rather touch a book and read it than unless it's a downloaded actual book that was written by someone, than be on the computer because that's all speculative because I can put whatever I want on the computer and call it fact, you know. So okay, got you. I'm going back to the beginning because I'm just catching up with that. I got you. Because I do think that And I have to remember, everyone doesn't think like me. So we'll have conversations with other people, and I'm looking at them like, "You're stupid. Why are you No, why are you not understanding me?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm the stupid one because they don't think like that, sweetie. Okay."
It's not you're stupid, it's
I'm
just
not
that
saying stupid like
Mhm,
lack of information, but I'm
mhm,
making an assumption. You should never make an assumption because it puts you at a disadvantage. So I
mhm,
can't go into a conversation assuming everyone is going to read the situation the same way I do. I can't, and
mhm,
I sometimes do, which is
mhm.
why, like, when I joined our friend Powers group, and he even asked me at the end, "Hey, why are you not saying anything?" And I said, "When I have something to say, I'll speak because I'm learning. I've never been in discourse with any one of your beliefs before. And I'm getting the male perspective as well as the female perspective. And that's a lot to take in. And it prompts me to say, oh, that's why you say that. I'm understanding, I'm learning you. So I'll sit quiet instead of coming in and, well, this is what I think. And nope, nope, this is how it is. So, and then that's why, like when you two were having numerology versus mathematics, and I just sat like looking from person to person. I was like, oh my God, this is so fascinating because I'm not really a numerology person. So yes, I squirreled us. You can reel it back in. Reel me back in.
I
Oh, it's
mean,
this way. Reel it back in.
we're talking about the things that we see, and it's
Yeah.
supposed to spiral into other conversations. Um, the last thing,
Okay.
what is the last uh celebrity or like influencer or whatever social media thing that you watched?
Well, you tell me yours and I'm gonna think about mine. Let me respond to my mother. My mother is texting me as if she don't know I am recording a podcast. But mothers don't really care about what you're doing. So you tell me, who was your last? You said a celebrity?
It could be a TikTok celebrity. So the last thing I watched was oh god, she has the beautiful
Jasmine?
Jasmine.
You know she lives here. I gotta see
I
about
know
meeting
she
her.
lives there. I
I
know
want
she
to
lives
meet
there.
her. Yeah.
And I was watching one of her TikToks and she was talking about she was on a rant because somebody had posted something in her feed about that. So she had done a video, a live with this other girl who's Christian.
I saw
Um,
that. Well, I didn't see it. I saw the rant.
so I watched it.
Okay.
Um, and at the end, like she said some things and like how in fruition, it moving forward, how now someone looked at the girl's feed and has seen like some of the things that Jasmine said was gonna happen actually happened to her. And so one of her followers was like, see, I told you she's a witch. She put this spell on her where she was like, I didn't put any spell on her. I told her she was getting married. She's engaged. I told her she was gonna be
But so what if
doing
she
this
is a
and that.
witch? What's wrong with that? Where's this negative connotation to tuning into your intuition? What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
You
But
s-
a lot of
okay,
people
maybe I misunderstood. You said that someone said I told you she was a witch. Was that a negative or a
because
positive?
that was the whole discourse between her and the girl,
Right.
saying that she was a witch versus not knowing that she was a preacher's child. She used to actually run children's ministry. She knows the Bible, this, and that. So every time the girl
A
tried to
witch.
quote something,
She
she
knew it.
was like, well, what verse is it? Because this is
Yeah.
the verse that it's supposed to come from, and this is,
Right.
and write it back to her. And the girl could never answer a question. She still to this day has not answered one question Jasmine ever asked.
So she was belittling something that she knew nothing about. If you are a true practicing hoodoo, voodoo, witch, spirituality, for real practicing, and even tarot, I don't know which is the proper enunciation. You know the Bible. You read the Bible. It's reasons why. Do your research and find out. Like, before you attack something on a public forum, I think she was just trying to push herself up through this controversy. Oh, now I got more views. But before you attack something on a public forum, you might want to do some research on what you're attacking so you don't look crazy.
So her justification and her reasoning of knowing anything was just what she saw on social media and what other people said. But I understand what you're saying, Jolanda. But again, you're thinking as a logical person
I
when
can't help it.
I need you to stop
I can't help it.
because I'm saying these people who are looking at social media are taking it not with a grain of salt, like you said, but are taking it as actual and
Yeah,
factual truth.
yeah.
So that's why I'm saying this woman followers could say, see, she's a witch because they're taking what who they
What she
follow
said. Uh-huh.
as the law,
But
oh, not the law, as fact
yes,
versus
you meant
what
laws.
Jasmine was saying.
But what I'm laughing so about, Jasmine says what I am. She don't say which, but she say which.
I know, but
Like,
also,
God dang it.
but you, okay, so I need you to go back and need you to really listen to what I'm saying.
I'm trying. Okay.
People, like you
Mm,
said,
mm,
show snippets of their life that they want to show the highlights, the best part.
mhm, mhm.
They don't understand people who are truly gifted in any part of their spirituality who come on social media, the difference between people who want to just sell you something versus people who are trying to change the world with something. Because I know there was a time where there was a person that I used to watch who was supposedly spiritual, which ended up being a person who was just trying to sell something
They went back to
and
Jesus.
went back to Christianity
Back to
versus
Jesus.
somebody like Jasmine who is she doesn't care. She's not trying to sell anything. If you buy
Yeah,
something, that's great,
that's great.
but she's really trying to give you what she sees. Just
Yeah,
like there's a couple of other people who I watch who are trying to give you what they see of
yeah,
the world.
yeah,
Like I used to share all the time my readings and things like that, and I
yeah.
stopped because it's like
Mm.
I can't give you what I see because what I see, people are going to attack it all the time.
And it's not for them. If you feel a need to share, you'll share. But
Mhm.
it's not for them. It's not for
Mhm.
them. It's okay. Um, a lot of people have realized it's a big shift going on in the world. People are very uncertain. And so if you notice, religion is really picking up. A lot of these creators that were just doing things to sell are all running back to Jesus. That's why I did the Back to Jesus movement. Um, if you was true with who you are and you believed in Jesus, you never left Jesus. You might have just dealt with Jesus in a different way. So with the uncertainty in the world right now and people being afraid, they're really polarizing and trying to find a safe place. So a lot of them are either going religion or spirituality. So you have a lot of people who see the money. So, and it's on both sides. You got charlatans on both sides, selling you Christianity and selling you spirituality at a cost. And they're not even true people. Hell, myself, I was taken by a charlatan. We allowed one into our group, and she said all the right things and did all the right things, but because we thought it was a safe place, didn't speak to each other until one day we spoke to each other and realized, hey. That's not right. I think I've been lied to and grifted. But, it's a lesson learned. So, yeah, I'm sorry. But concerning Jasmine, she ain't never said nothing different. So the people who talking about, yeah, she is a witch, she like, okay, I never told you different. That's my whole platform. That's everything I do. So surprise. What what did you expect? So,
Well,
oh,
a lot of
so you did ask. I didn't mean to interrupt,
Mhm.
but you asked me. Shoot, I forgot now. Go ahead. A lot of people.
I was just saying a lot of people, they do. They wanna see you in a certain way, and that's how they see you in that way,
Yeah,
and so, no matter what you say or what you do, if I see you in this way, I'm gonna see you in this way, period.
yeah. That's human nature. And I'm gonna open up while I'm saying that. I'm gonna open up my TikTok and see what pops across, and then I'm gonna tell you because I don't know. See, okay, so that's what I've been actually looking at a lot of people having accidents. I opened up my TikTok and someone walked into a ladder. So there we go. Uh, I
Wow.
get a lot of those videos where people, like the ring camera catches them falling down the stairs and stuff. You don't get them? I be getting a lot of them. Yeah. So, celebrities,
Or even just influencers, anything.
let me look at Instagram. I'm gonna tell you. Let me dee doo dee doo dee doo dee. Okay, so that guy 6'7", you watch him? He's a tall black guy. He just talks about videos and he always ends respectfully, of course.
Mhm,
Sensational. Okay, so I
mhm.
watched him. So he was first thing on my feed.
I just like his voice when he says sensational.
Yeah, he's funny. Mostly I've been watching Jess Kaysen. I've been watching her talk about people. And I love it because she talk about them and I get off. So yeah, that's what I haven't been on my fashion ones or anything for a little bit. So I've been watching HGTV. I just watched Unsellables this morning. It was real interesting. So yeah, that's that.
So, all that to say, so to end this is
Sure.
that social media for us is really voyeurism.
Oh God,
We use
yes.
it we use it to learn, we use it
Yeah.
to, engage with people we want to engage with our things that like our podcasts and other things
Yeah.
that we have coming out into this world. Our focus really is entertainment. It's not
Yeah.
trying to
Inspiration?
be controversial,
I
but
get some
sometimes we
inspiration.
are.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
thank you for watching, and I hope you got something out of this. And if there's something that you would like to discuss, just drop it down in the comments and let us know. And don't forget to answer that question that Jolanda
Oh
put up
yes,
about self-aware.
the question of morality. Who do you think was wrong and why? Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be really interesting. Maybe we could do a poll on um
Yeah,
on
we can
on
do
the
it.
page. That would be
We can
fun.
do it.
We're gonna work on
Yep.
that.
All right, you guys have a great rest of your day, night, evening, whenever you're watching this. And
Yes.
we'll talk to you later from Beyond the First
Mm.
Chapter.